Hello everybody, it's Bendominator and welcome back to another episode of the Bendominator podcast. Today is episode 24 of the Bendominator podcast, and I hope everyone is having a wonderful day today. Tomorrow we are going to be getting an update, which is very, very exciting. We're going to be talking about that in the podcast later in the episode, but of course we're going to just start by talking about the past week in terms of the content that I've been making and all that kind of cool stuff. And I feel like this week has been pretty good content-wise on the channel and everything. It's been a pretty good week. Of course, we got the 18.20 update this week, which overall I think was a pretty good update. Definitely more than I actually expected, at least for the cosmetic and creative side of things. For BR, we practically got nothing, but we still did get something, which was the combat AR, which of course came pretty much like a half a week later, but we still ended up getting it, and I think it is definitely a good addition to the loot pool this season. I do like the combat AR. I hope we get both the combat AR and SMG in the loot pool at some point, and even just for creative, because I feel like it's kind of weird to vote for something new. I like being able to vote for things when they're like old. I felt this way about the cosmetic votes as well. Like when they do a vote and it's like old stuff that we already know like how it works and how it feels, then it makes sense to vote for it, especially because we've already gotten to use those things in BR before. But when you're introducing something new, I feel like it's not the best idea to do a vote for it. I feel like they just should have put both in the game, because I feel like what's going to end up happening is that the combat SMG is never going to see the light of day. And I hope they at least add it to creative, but if it never gets added to BR, that's kind of going to be a shame, you know? I really would like to see that weapon introduced as well. I definitely voted for the AR, because I just thought the AR was going to be better for the loot pool. I think we need some more interesting ARs at the moment. SMGs aren't so great either when it comes to the variants in SMGs. There's not a lot of interesting ones out right now, but I use ARs more than I use SMGs, so I decided to use or vote for the AR. But I think the SMG would have been cool to see as well, especially because I really, really like the model that they used for it. I think that the SMG model looks really cool. The combat SMG just looks really, really clean. So yeah, I would have liked to see that in the game, but it's unfortunate that we can't have both. Hopefully, at least both will come to creative. I'm sure that the combat AR at least, hopefully, will come to creative in tomorrow's update. But again, we'll talk about that update later when we get to the news section of this podcast. But yeah, we got the 18.20 update. I did a video on all the skins, because we did get a lot of really, really cool skins in the update. So we got like a lot of cool Halloween skins and stuff, like the Zombie Isabel skin, which I think was like Grisabelle. And then we got this really cool Raven variant, which I really, really enjoy. And then the ones that I was most excited for that actually already came to the item shop were the onesie skins. I did end up picking up one of those. And I want to talk about that a little bit, because I made a tweet about this a while ago. But there's like this weird thing, I don't know if it's a bug or if it's intentional, but it doesn't allow you to do certain color combinations that are too similar to each other, which I find really weird, because with the superhero things it made sense, because it was like full black and full white. I guess I could see that as a problem, especially for people that aren't able to turn shadows off, which, might I add, to solve that problem, literally all they had to do was give console the ability to turn shadows off, but instead they made it so you couldn't even use the skins in competitive for months, and now you can't even do full black and full white, which I know is a very controversial thing, but I feel like if they just gave console players the ability to turn off shadows, I think that would have been better than limiting people's options when it came to customization for a skin. But oh well. But it just seems like they're kind of like they're doing that now for like solid colors to the onesie ones, so you can't do like red on red and stuff, even though they're different shades. Really weird. I don't really understand it. But I guess there has to be a reason, unless it's just a bug, which is really, really upsetting. But, I mean, I don't really find myself using those combinations too much anyway. It's just really weird and kind of confusing for me, so that's a bit unfortunate with those skins. I also would have liked to see a bit more color options as well. I think the superheroes skin is going to be like the most we ever get when it comes to colors, because it seems like every skin with customization since then has had a very limited color palette compared to those original skins, and I think they're kind of scared of falling into problems with that again, which is really unfortunate, because I'd like to see a bit more colors on these skins, but what we have is really, really good, and you can make some really cool Halloween color combinations, as well as other stuff as well. So the skins are going to work all year round, because there's good stuff for Halloween, but then you can also customize it to make colors for pretty much everything else, and I'm excited to use it for Christmas as well, make a nice Christmas color scheme for that skin during the winter time. It's going to fit really well as well. Another thing with those skins is that they have like the masks, which you never really see in game because it's like a hooded skin, so you never really get to see it. So I'm not a huge fan of that. I wish there was a way to like be able to see the masks better, but as it is right now, again, it's fine. It's not a big deal. Just little complaints I have with the skin, but still overall a really good skin that I'm going to be using a lot during this Fortnite and probably during the winter fest, I think is what they call it. So yeah, I'm excited for that. I think it's a really good skin, and in terms of other skins I'm going to be picking up, I'm probably going to wait until, I guess, we should be getting the zombie drift skin, the graveyard drift skin, as it's called. I think that's just what the pack is called, and that should be coming out tonight. At least it's rumored to. We'll just have to wait and see if that's true. But if it does come out tonight, then that would be pretty exciting as well. I'm definitely going to pick that skin up. But other than that, I'm just going to wait and see to see what other Halloween skins end up coming out. I do really want to pick up the Autumn Queen skin. I think that's a really nice skin, which is a shame because I think it actually came out like early October and I just missed it. Or it wasn't early October, it was sometime before then. But I think it came out somewhat like recently and I missed it. But I have been wanting to get that skin as well. So I hope that comes out this October, because it's not necessarily a Halloween skin, but it is a fall skin. Maybe it'll come out around November too for Thanksgiving and stuff. That'll be really nice. But other than that, not a whole lot of skins. I mean, there's a lot of skins that look really cool from the update. Just not a lot that I personally would want to buy or like enough to buy. And that's okay. Because it's definitely good to be able to, to save my money here every now and then. And not buy every single skin. And there's going to be a lot of more Fortnite skins coming in the future. I don't know if we're going to get any new skins in tomorrow's update. Maybe the Cube Queen, some people have been saying, but we'll just have to wait and see. But I think they have enough skins to go another week without adding more to the files, especially because it's a smaller update. It's not like an entire update. It's just it's a mini update pretty much. So it's not going to be a huge thing. I don't think there's really going to be any skins that are added unless they're like encrypted, or of course just like one or two little Fortnite skins that they want to put in there. Who knows? Maybe even the Cube Queen, the secret skin. But I feel like we're kind of far off from that. I mean, people are saying they might reveal it, which would be weird. I feel like I'd rather them reveal it when it comes out, but I guess if they want to hype it up, I guess they could if they really wanted to. I also made a video talking about Discovery. I feel like Discovery is a whole thing right now. I've been wanting to make that video for a while. I actually spent quite a bit of time scripting out that video. I think it turned out very, very well, and I'm very happy with it. And a lot of the information from that video, I kind of like, it's just something I really wanted to talk about, because as I've been like more active on Discord and stuff, I've been chatting with a lot of creators in the creative community, and just a lot of people in the Fortnite creative server as well as other servers. And I've just seen a lot of discussion around the Discovery tab, and a lot of people aren't very happy with it. And it's not the worst thing in the world. Like, it's definitely a step in the right direction, but there's a lot of changes that I feel that need to be made to it to improve it. So if you want to hear me talk about that a lot more, I did make a video, and I'm not going to go too into it here because I kind of said everything I wanted to in that video. So that was a fun video to make. I really enjoyed that one, and I hope that I kind of give some ideas for how they could improve it. Of course, I don't think anyone from Epic is going to be watching that video, but if anyone from the creative community ends up watching that video, maybe they could get that information across, and hopefully we can make some changes with that if people are interested in those changes that I suggested. And then also, Brim Royale got a brand new Halloween update this week. I really wanted to stream it a lot more this weekend, but I just didn't have the time. And when I had the time, I didn't have the energy. It's usually how weekends go for me. So yeah, I wanted to stream a lot more. Maybe this week I'll stream it some more. But yeah, there's other things I want to stream as well, so we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I'm very happy with that update. We put a lot of work into that. We really want to make the holiday events something special in Brim, because we kind of missed our chance with a few of them. Especially because like when Brim came out, it was already past Halloween, so we never got to do a Halloween update for it. And when we did the Christmas update for original Chapter 1, it was really good, but we didn't really have the time to play it that much because, yeah, it kind of came out at a late time during Christmas time. By the time it came out, it was Christmas had pretty much already passed. So we didn't get to play it too much. We only had around a week to do it. But with the Halloween update, I want to do a lot more with it. I'm really excited about it. And there's just part 1 to what I think is going to be a really, really fun holiday event in Brim Royale. And it's probably going to be the start of having a bunch of really fun holiday events. We kind of dipped our toes in with the Christmas event and, of course, with the summer event, which was a bit more in-depth as well. But I think this is the first kind of holiday or seasonal event, as we're calling it, that's really going to kind of push the trend. And we want to do stuff like this in the future, where I feel like a lot of mini VR maps do really, really cool seasonal events, and I want to jump in. I want to do that as well, and I want to take it to the next level, you know. So maybe even do more than what Fortnite does, because the goal with Brim is always to make it more fun than VR, which I think, all bias aside, for the most part, I enjoy playing Brim Morale and creative in general over BR anyways, so yeah. But still excited for BR, especially because of that update, which we can start talking about now as we head into the news section of this episode. So, we are getting an update tomorrow. We are getting a brand new update tomorrow, which is the V18.21. Not V30, V21, which means don't expect that much. If you already don't expect a lot from the normal updates, really don't expect a lot with this. Which is why I am hesitant. I'm very hesitant, which I shouldn't be, but I'm very hesitant to say that we should be getting Cubetown tomorrow. It seems like it's gonna happen. If everything is pointing to it happening. But knowing Fortnite, that this update may just be introducing the challenges or something. This update could literally be nothing. And some people are talking about, oh, what's going to happen with creative? What's going to happen with cosmetics? Are we going to get any new skins? I don't think we're getting any new skins unless it's the Cube Queen or some encrypted stuff, like collabs. I don't think we're getting any new skins. Maybe one or two. If we're lucky. And yeah, again, the reason I say that is it's a V21, not V30. And we already, like, we've gotten quite a few skins the last update, but I don't think we should really expect too much from this one. And then also, like, if they're gonna do Cubetown, I think Cubetown is the thing for this update. So it's like, here's Cubetown, because I think they already have it ready. They're just waiting to put it in the file so it doesn't get completely leaked, because an early version of it got leaked, which is really strange. I don't know if it just wasn't encrypted or what, but people were able to find the mesh for it. Obviously, it was very unfinished. It was very basic. It was a very basic version of it. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of props that we just didn't see in that, and it was also very unfinished. So they probably finished it up a little bit, cleaned it up, maybe made it a lot. I would hope better than what we saw. I mean, what we saw was still cool, but hopefully a bit more detailed and stuff, which I'm pretty much assuming that's the case. And of course they took it out of the game to work on it, and I think this update is literally just so that they can put it in back into the game, because they can't do that without downtime. It's too big of a thing. So I feel like that's really the point of this, if Cubetown's happening. If Cubetown's not happening, I could see it being for the challenges. I mean, the cosmetics are already in the game for Fortnite challenges. I could see this being like, we need to get the challenges in, like, we've been working on them. This is the update to do that. So maybe it's for that as well, Fortnite challenges, because then Fortnite can officially start. Maybe a new lobby background. I'm assuming that this Fortnite lobby background will be the Cubetown in the background if we get Cubetown. So my full-on predictions. I'll just give my full-on predictions, though. They're probably pretty obvious by this point. This is what I expect, and if this doesn't happen, I'm not going to be disappointed, because I've lowered my expectations to the point where I'm not even expecting my prediction to happen. But this is my full-on prediction. So I expect Cubetown to be like the only thing. Nothing in creative, no new cosmetics. Just Cubetown, no new weapons or anything. The second thing I expect is the lobby background to change. I expect it to be the beginning of Fortnite. The lobby background will change to Cubetown, just like how last Fortnite it changed to the agency when it was like the whole thing. I think it was called something else though, but I don't remember. And also new challenges for Fortnite, and maybe even another vote, which will be between the Boogie Bomb and the Combat Shotgun. So that's the only things I expect. That's 4 things right now. So Cubetown POI, which would be huge, by the way. Cubetown would be amazing. Like, if that's all we get, I don't care. That's awesome. I mean, that's all I hope. That's all I really want. Map changes. If you've listened to this podcast, you've heard me talking about it so much. Some. I'm not going to go in depth there, but So, and then also, yeah, the lobby background, of course, challenges signifying the beginning of Fortnite officially, finally. Maybe that'll wait another week after this, but I really do believe that this week will be the start of it finally, because I feel like it should have started like 2 weeks ago, but I guess not. They've just been releasing the cosmetics, I guess, preparing. Even like later, even recent item shops haven't had that many Fortnite cosmetics, which is weird. I mean, other than new ones, of course, but they haven't really been bringing back stuff like they were for the first weeks. I feel like they kind of timed it a little weird. Like, I feel like they kind of started bringing out Fortnite stuff a bit too early, because I kind of expected it to like continue being like really, really cool item shops every single night with like a bunch of cool Fortnite like spooky cosmetics or whatever, spooky offers. But it seems like they kind of stopped. Like, they just kind of halted, and we got some new stuff, which is always really cool. So I'm excited about that. Of course, the item shops have still been the best that they are throughout the entire year, just because October is amazing for item shops, in my opinion. So even without like the constant new, like, or at least I guess old Fortnite stuff returning, it's still been really good item shops. I just expected them to keep doing that, but I guess they're not, because I mean they're gonna run out before Fortnite even starts, because yeah, Fortnite doesn't actually really start until near the end of October, which is something I always tend to forget. Fortnite doesn't last very long. I always think it should last longer. I always feel like it should start sooner. It always feels kind of late to me, especially because I think sometimes they push it like into November or something. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, next week, hopefully. Or I guess this week, tomorrow, hopefully. Still kind of can't believe that it's already been a week since I recorded the last episode. But yeah, here we are, tomorrow update. I'm excited for it. And of course, I'm going to be making a video on Cubetown if it drops. I don't know how early it will be, but I do want to do like a full-on review of the POI. Because at the rate that we've been getting POIs, I feel like when they drop in the game, they're really special. There's something really, really special. So what I want to do for them from now on is whenever a new POI drops, whether that be at the start of a season or during the season, I want to make a video like reviewing a POI and giving my full thoughts on it, because POIs are something that I've been really wanting. Like, I've been wanting new POIs for a long time, and it's something that I really enjoy talking about. And there hasn't been like a new one to talk about in a long time, so I think I'm going to be doing that. If Cubetown drops, I will make a video on it. If Cubetown doesn't drop and it's just like Fortnite challenges, maybe I'll talk about the cosmetics and the challenges or something. I don't know. I'll try to make some type of video tomorrow for the update. And if not, I have another video planned that I could make as well. So there will most likely be an upload tomorrow. And if there's not, for whatever reason, if there's not a video, I will be streaming. So there was going to be some kind of content tomorrow. I can promise that. So that's pretty exciting. I'm definitely excited to make a video tomorrow about the update. It's always exciting to get an update, because for me, like, getting an update's exciting enough, but if you're someone who makes content on Fortnite, at least for me, I don't know how people who have been doing this for years feel, but since my channel's like, I've been doing Fortnite stuff for around a year now, so it's still extremely exciting to like wake up and make a video on the update. It's always really fun. I have a lot of like that's some of the most fun I have making content is when there's a new update, and That's why I'm always so disappointed if there's like an update that just does not have a lot of stuff to make a video on, because it's just I always want to, but for the most part there's stuff. So hopefully there's Cubetown tomorrow, and even if there's not, there'll be something, I'm sure. And if there's not something in the update, there'll be something else that I'm going to be making a video on as well. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff. Also, we'll probably be getting some new teasers for whatever next Fortnite skins come out, which we pretty much know most of them from the leaks. We also got a new Dune collaboration. Now, I've never heard of Dune. I think it's a movie. I think I know that much about it. It is a movie, I believe. I could even be wrong about that. Never heard of it, though. Never heard of these characters. I have no idea. Overall, not a huge fan of the skins. I feel like their color schemes are very boring. They're just like matte gray. So, not really anything interesting. I do like the pickaxes, though. I do like the harvesting tools. Especially those like dual-wielding knives. I like that a lot. But not a huge fan of the skins. But that's probably just because I don't know anything about. I don't know anything about Dune. So, there's that, I guess. But yeah, other than that, the foundation. Okay, we need to talk. We need to talk about this. I want to make a video about the Fortnite storyline, but we needed to talk about this because this is so weird to me. This is so. It's not even like disappointing because I wasn't even like excited because I don't care about the Fortnite storyline, but I'm still so confused. So, there's a new Batman comic was announced, and with that came the kind of answer to what happened with the Foundation, which, if you don't know, was a character that was introduced in Season 6 of Chapter 2, and that's about it. He got introduced in Season 6 by Jones, which, by the way, was a moment that was built up to for pretty much since like the device event. So we learned who Jones was through the device event, which was the end of Chapter 2, Season 2. And they built up his character, making major strides in Chapter 2, Season... He didn't really appear in 3 and 4, but like in Season 5, Season 6, we got the kind of big, like, thing for the build-up. Like, he finds the Foundation, and they're talking about stuff, and it seems like the story's really going somewhere exciting. And then after that event ends, we never hear anything about either of them. Still haven't heard anything about Jones. We saw very minor teasers for the Foundation over the last few cinematic trailers, and it was all so that the Foundation... it was also that the Foundation could be in a Batman comic. So, yeah. I'm just speechless. I don't know how there's not more people talking about this. I just don't understand. I really just don't get it. They spent so much time building up Agent Jones. They spent so much time doing that. They had an amazing cinematic where he brought in the Foundation. It really seemed like they were going to go somewhere with that story. And then they just dropped it. And now this is where it's going. And we haven't seen anything about Agent Jones. And Foundation's fighting with Batman. So, yeah. If you guys wondered why I didn't care about the Fortnite storyline, this is probably the biggest example of how just weird how this just doesn't make any sense, and how just poorly structured the entire thing is. This one example just represents so much. That's crazy. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I want to make a video on it, but I don't even know where to begin. It's just so weird to me. I don't even know what else to say. Just why would you spend so much time doing that just to hype up this character, and now he's just in a Batman comic? Which is, judging from what the last Batman comic was, is probably just going to create more questions than give answers. So, yeah, kind of disappointing. Not really disappointing for me. It seems like people who like the storyline actually don't mind this, which is, yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's something I'm missing because I don't get why they would do that. It just seems like such a weird direction. Like, it just seems like the story's just, I don't know. I don't even, you never know where it's going, and it's just so frustrating. And it's just not worth, it's not worth it for me. I can't become invested in it. It's impossible. I can't become invested in a story that has like no narrative. It's just, I don't know. But in terms of good news, when it comes to that comic, there's a new Batman skin. Well, it's a Joker skin, but it's called the Batman Who Laughs. It's like the Joker in this weird like Batman cowl and stuff. I think it looks pretty cool. I really like it. One of the more unique DC skins. I actually really like this one a lot. I think it's really cool. Really, really interesting. But in terms of the comic, yeah, I'm gonna yeah, that's just I don't even know, dude. I don't even know. It's so weird. Don't even know what to say. But yeah, and that's pretty much about it for news this week. Again, Combat Shotgun won the vote. There were some FNCS rewards, so that was interesting, but nothing that we haven't really seen before. Of course, the update came out, all that kind of cool stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's been a pretty cool week when it comes to Fortnite news. It's been pretty interesting, and I'm excited to see what happens with tomorrow's update. I think it's gonna be a good one. I think it's gonna be a good update. I'm excited about it. Even if it doesn't have that much, I think what they could add is gonna be very exciting. So I'm excited for it. I don't have my hopes too high, but I'm excited for it. So yeah, I think it's gonna be really, really cool. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end it there because there wasn't really too many questions this week, which is probably just because I'm recording this a lot earlier than I normally do. So, unfortunately, I feel like there's not really enough questions for me to make a whole segment on it for this week's episode. But be sure to ask if your question didn't get answered. Again, just be sure to ask it on the next podcast next time I ask for questions. I also didn't ask for questions on like Discord and Twitter this time, so that's kind of my fault. But we will definitely get back into questions next week. There just wasn't really a ton this week that warranted a lot of interesting discussion, unfortunately. But that's all right. I'll be diving into it next week, so be sure you can re-ask your questions next week, and hopefully I'll get to them then. But as for now, I think I'm going to end it here. I think this was a nice 30-minute podcast. Not as long as I normally do, but I kind of talked about everything I wanted to, and I don't want to waste your guys' time too much, so I think I'll call it here, and we'll come back next week, read some more questions, and talk about everything that happened. But until then, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video on the update. Hopefully we get Cubetown again. We'll just have to wait and see. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching, and goodbye.